G'day guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm Lewis Spears, and sorry I can't say that naughty word anymore or it'll get my entire channel suppressed. However, if you want to see me uncensored, check out Spearhead Sundays. My podcast comes out once a week every Sunday. I am very naughty on that thing, so check it out. Also, thank you very much for 500,000 subscribers. We're rocketing past it and we're on our way to 60,000 on Instagram, so that's just great. Now, with that said, let's get into the video. Today, we're taking a look at the group of witches who apparently hexed the moon. This has gone crazy viral on Twitter, and even journalists are writing articles about this because journalism is deceased. These people, when I first started looking into them, I thought, oh, well, they might do weird things like meditating, but it's probably just more of a spiritual thing, and then they call it witchy. No, they literally think that they are magic. That is actually crazy. Why do we have to call it witchy? Why can't we go back to what we used to call this? A mental illness. I mean, just because you put on a pointy hat doesn't mean that I have to look at you and say that you're not insane. The KKK tried to do that, and I still think they're crazy. This all started when a Twitter thread about all of these witches apparently casting spells on the moon went insanely viral. This thread that I'm about to read from has almost 40,000 retweets. And you know, all the time I get on Twitter and I'm immediately disappointed by humanity, but when I see 40,000 people retweeting a crazy person to laugh at them because they think stones can affect the moon, I really start to think maybe we'll be all right. I don't like immigrants and I love God. Well, I don't like God and I love immigrants. Well, at least we can all agree that bitch is crazy. The thread starts with this. What's going on with the moon? A thread because everyone is confused. Yeah, look, big call. I wouldn't say that everyone is confused about how the moon works. You know, it goes up and that's nighttime, and then it goes down and that's daytime. That's how it's worked for millions of years. I don't think cunts on a Chinese spyware app can have any effect on the moon just because they crushed up an eggshell, pointed at it and went, "You're hexed." I don't think that's really going to affect the fucking moon. Okay, so this woman's going to explain what's happened to the moon, and she starts off her thread with basically. Well, that's pretty good. I would love a basic explanation, except for the fact that she then tweets 29 more times in a row. That's not basic. That's not how that works. If you can't explain it in 2 tweets, you shouldn't put it on that fucking website. That's not what it's for. If you're tweeting 29 times in a row, you are either a scientist explaining something very complex, an influencer apologizing for saying the N-word, or insane, and you should be put in a home. Basically, in the past few days, a group of fresh baby witches decided to band together and hex the Fae. What's the Fae? What is a Fae? What are Fae? Oh, fairies! Oh, this woman thinks fairies are real. That's awesome. There's a good portion of the population that thinks fairies are real. Just when I thought this shit couldn't get any more insane. It's one thing to rub a few stones together and then feel something. That's essentially meditation, so I can understand why you would maybe feel a little connection to some rocks. But if you think fairies are real, I don't know what to tell you. Anyway, in the past few days, a group of fresh baby witches decided to band together and hex the Fae, and then the moon, and then they did. And now they're planning to hex the sun too. Oh no! They're gonna hex the entire solar system. Oh, look out. Look, in the real world, the only way you could ever hex the sun would be if one day it decided to come down to Earth and study law at Monash University. But even then, the amount of debt it would get into would be nothing compared to the amount of money it would spend on coke. Pretty crazy to think that a bunch of inexperienced witches and wizards could hex an entire planetary system. That's nuts. I mean, I went to J.K. Rowling to ask her if that was even possible to do. She didn't give me an answer though. She kept telling me to pull my pants down and show my penis to prove that I was a real man instead of one of those trans pretenders. And I kept telling her, look, JK, that's why you're cancelled on Twitter. You can't be saying these things. And then she just kept screaming that Dumbledore was gay. So I think I'm going to leave her alone. But Jupiter, our resident witch expert, says that baby witches shouldn't be doing this thing. If you're inexperienced, you shouldn't be doing hexes. What you really should be doing is only researching and doing protection work. Is that what they want to replace the police force with? You know, abolish the police, replace them with schizophrenic teens. To be honest, looking at all those videos, I think those front fringes might actually do a better job. So our resident expert Jupiter continues on, and she says these baby witches specifically stemmed from witch TikTok, or witch talk. It's good to know that even in the witch community, people are looking at TikTok and going, what are they doing? Stop it, I hate it.
Something that you can try to do is shut your eyes. Focus in on someone that you really care about, someone you love, whether that's a family member, it can be a close friend, You gotta close your eyes, ground yourself, and just think about them, think about how much you love them, and visualize them, and you'll be able to actually tune in and see what they're doing.
I'm sorry, this woman is describing what you do when you masturbate in the shower. I don't think she's magic, I think she's horny.
When she told me about it, and I pictured my sister.
Oh, so she was thinking of her sister. Well, I guess she's a witch, horny, and Tasmanian. Now, you might be wondering, oh, Lewis, what happens if you hex the Fae? Well, don't worry, mate. Jupiter's going to tell us. They're going to tell us all about it. Now, keep in mind that Jupiter might be insane, so just take that with a grain of salt. And whatever you do, don't take that grain of salt, put it into a bowl, and then hex the Fae, because otherwise, you will get trickery for the rest of your life. I don't know what trickery is. What happens? Oh, no! I've got trickery, and it's terminal. What does that mean? And also, you might get a bloodline curse. A bloodline curse. What, do you mean AIDS? And they'll probably also steal your soul. Well, to be honest, if I have to choose between AIDS and losing my soul, I'm not going out like Freddie Mercury, that's for sure. Now, as far as what actually happens if you hex the moon, Jupiter goes on to do about 30 more tweets. There's more than 29. I thought there was 29, but I stopped scrolling. There's like 50, okay? And I'm not doing, that's not going to be the whole video, all right? I'm not going to read the tweets of an insane person. If I wanted to do that, I would just read my own tweets, because that's what's happening to me after going through all of this, is I seem to have caught whatever bloodline curse they have. Not AIDS, insanity. But basically, they just go on to say that if you hex the moon, it pisses off the moon gods, and then they'll probably curse you, and all this kind of shit. What really did interest me was this tweet, actually. New information. One of the people claiming to hex the moon has been found. For fuck's sake, if you hex the moon on TikTok, you get doxxed? Is that the curse? Because man, that's a bad curse. You don't want people rocking up throwing quartz through your window, do you? That wouldn't be very good. That's gonna cost a bit of money to repair, and Lord knows you can't fix that window. You don't have a job. You think you can do magic. No one's going to employ you. You probably walk around with fingerless gloves. You're insane. She also goes on to say that we need to stop hexing things in general, and we need to stop pissing off the gods of health and medicine. For fuck's sake, is that why I can't leave the house without a mask now? Because of this? You know, first China sends us the virus, then they make an app that makes it worse. Everyone's hexed the bloody god of health and medicine. Now I need to wear a mask. Fuck, man, have a bit of common sense during a pandemic. Don't hex the moon, and don't hex the god of health and medicine. Who's the god of medicine? Dr. Fauci? Stop hexing him, guys. He's trying his best. All right, guys, I'm going to end it there. Thank you very much for watching. Subscribe for more videos. I'm dropping them every couple of days. And check out my podcast, Spearhead Sundays. Also, my U2's figure is out right now at u2s.com. Check him out. Very, very limited edition. They will never be made again, so grab him while he is there, because he is going to be going. And make sure you send me photos of him on your shelf. Also, if you're a witch and you didn't like this video because I've disrespected your belief system, mental illness, you can buy one of them and use him as a voodoo doll. Maybe you could hex me. Lord knows my life couldn't get any worse. I can't bloody do shows. I can't leave the house without a mask. And now I've got AIDS. A bloody bloodline curse. Fuck, man. All right. Thank you very much for watching. Subscribe. I'll see you soon. My official U2's figure is out right now at u2s.com. Look at him go, look at him spin. He is great and he is selling fast and only available for a limited time because he's almost gone. Get your figure now. Do as you're told, obey me at all times. u2s.com.